Jesus took Peter, James and John, his brother, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. He was transfigured before them. The evangelists do not specify the name of the mountain where all this happened, but an ancient tradition, going back to Origen in the 3rd century, identifies Mount Tabor, a hill of about 600 meters, which rises isolated in the middle of the Jezreel Valley, as the site where Jesus was transfigured before the astonished eyes of 3 disciples. Here, where Peter, full of enthusiasm, said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. Let us make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." And soon afterwards Christians built 3 chapels. Destroyed and rebuilt many times over the centuries, they are today incorporated in this basilica, built by the Franciscans in 1924 as a project of the architect Antonio Barluzzi. The 2 bell towers on the facade rise above the areas of the 2 Byzantine chapels dedicated to Moses and Elijah. A must-see destination for all the pilgrims who visit Galilee, it's mostly local Christians who visited Mount Tabor on August the 6th, the liturgical feast of the Transfiguration of the Lord. They filled the Franciscan Basilica and the steps of the crypt below it. The Mass, celebrated in Latin and in Arabic, was presided over by the Custos of the Holy Land, Friar Pierbattista Pizzaballa.
Mount Tabor signifies light. Jesus has restored to us the dignity of the children of God from the time of creation, when man was created, and he was created in the light. Tabor is the anticipation of what all of us will be, indeed what we already are, by our participation in the resurrection of Jesus. So Tabor is a message of light, hope, life, and joy. It was beautiful to see how people, each with their own problems, came singing and standing before God with great joy.
To be able to see God, as did the 3 disciples here, we must be prepared to climb the mountain, that is to say, to accept the effort and the sweat that we require to live each day, said Father Mario Hagiti, superior of Mount Tabor. Here, with his fellow Franciscans, he looks after the basilica as well as a nearby pilgrims' hospice.
But I'm from France, and I'm happy
I come
to
from
live this
France,
feast
and
here.
I'm very
It was
happy
a
to
very
be here
spot
at the
where
place where
Jesus
Christ was transfigured. It was a
and
beautiful
it was a
Mass,
nice
and it was
Mass
good to
and
join in prayer with the
all
local
the
Christians.
Local Christians.
Local Christians from towns and villages in Galilee, but also from the Palestinian territories. This one came from Beit Jala, near Bethlehem, and it was the first time he had been on Mount Tabor.
I have never been here before.
We had to have special permission to travel north.
Yeah, it means a lot of things.
It is above all a sentiment of spiritual joy, this pilgrim says, but it is also the satisfaction to sense concrete closeness between the Galilee and Bethlehem, something often denied to Palestinians in the territories. Following the celebration, a procession winds its way to the Descendentibus, the ancient oratory which commemorates the command of Jesus to his disciples as they came down from the mountain, not to speak about the vision to anyone. Here the Custos blessed the people, who were given little branches from the trees of Tabor, souvenirs of this feast of the Transfiguration, celebrated precisely where it took place. To be here, especially today, August the 6th, is to receive the grace of a calling, as Peter, James and John did that day, in this privileged place of prayer and meditation.
When you come here, you come to stop and meditate as did the disciples, to see the beauty of this land, and to read this page of the Gospel, which is very beautiful, and reflects the beauty of what we have come to be.